My name is Paxton, and this is the Career Spotlight. Today, we are joined by Eric Christensen, who is Distribution Account Manager for the cybersecurity company Imperva. Welcome, Eric.
Hey, Paxton, nice to be here.
Let's just hop right into it. What do you do as the Distribution Account Manager for Imperva?
Well, it's interesting because a lot of people don't understand. It's a form of a sales job. So what I do is I go to what's called an IT distributor. I'm their account manager, and basically I bestow the virtues of our software upon them. I teach them about what our software does, how it can help businesses perform better, and then they in turn recommend it to their customers, which are businesses using everyday use.
That does not sound like the title.
Yeah, it doesn't. Account management is kind of sales, kind of not. So I always preferred to call myself a teacher. I would go in and I would teach sales reps about what our software does and then teach them how to pitch it to their customers.
So, what's a good reason to go into this career, and why might some people like it?
You deal with a lot of people. Basically, you're on the phone or talking to people face to face like this every day. You make pretty good money at it, and you get to learn a lot about the company that you work for. I mean, learning about cybersecurity for me has been fantastic as far as what I've learned with regards to being safe on the internet with your own home network, lots of things like that. So it's been really interesting from that. So those are some really good points on why to get into that job.
So, it has more than one benefit.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
What would you say your favorite part of the job is?
My favorite part's working with people. It's been really nice. You make new friends because I'm talking to these people weekly. You build some really good relationships, and then when you host some events like going golfing and things like that with the sales reps, you just get to know them as people, and you make some good friends. So that's the best part of the job for sure.
It's like a very fun part of the job. So what are some personality traits that are really good for this job?
You need to be very patient, first of all, because in dealing with so many different people, everybody has a different personality, right?
Yeah.
And you have to learn by what motivates them to learn something new, for example, or what motivates them to sell your product, what motivates them to work with my customers. And so you really need patience to sit back and listen to them and understand exactly who they are and what they're after, and be able to position that in terms of their benefit to work with me and to purchase Imperva software.
Now, on the flip side, what are some not so great personality traits for this job?
You can't want things in a hurry. You can't be impatient, obviously. And then you can't be shy. If you're shy, this is not the career for you, because on top of meeting new people all the time, you're also doing seminars in front of lots of people. You go and you do trade shows behind a booth. And so you meet lots of people in person that way. So if you're shy, you won't make it.
That sounds like something that people really would like to know.
Yep, absolutely.
What are some not so great parts of the job?
The people, I'd say more so within my own company. So when I work with a sales rep that wants to get a deal done quickly and is going through distribution, distribution also acts as a bank sometimes for the reseller partner. And so the rep in my company doesn't understand that, and they get impatient. And because their livelihoods are very much based on sales commission, they get very impatient as far as closing the deal. And sometimes that just doesn't happen. And so they don't understand that these things take some steps to complete, and they get really nasty. People yelling at me on the phone at midnight at the close of a quarter, and you have to sit there and, again, be patient and explain to them what's going on, and also be able to calm them down and tell them, listen, this is going to happen. Everything is going to be okay, right? But people can be outright nasty, this stuff. So that's one of the really unnice things about it.
How has COVID affected your job, and do you think your job will go back to normal for you after the pandemic, and then will it go back to normal for your company?
It's affected my job not as much as you think in some people, but now I don't, for example, go into the office to meet the people in person like I used to, which is a real bummer because it's tough to build relationships like this. But also as COVID has reduced the size of businesses out there, it's reduced their need for new software or cybersecurity software and that type of thing. So it's really been taken a downturn because if the company's not as big, they don't need as many licenses. If they aren't buying as much, then they're obviously not calling as much. And then me not being able to go in and meet those reps is really detrimental to the relationship building part of the job. After COVID, it will go back to normal mostly. I mean, the office will reopen and people will come back to work, but the businesses themselves recovering and getting back to normal everyday growth, that's going to be the piece that really will be a long road back. It'll happen eventually. I'm optimistic like that. It won't happen immediately once COVID is kind of part of the past.
You said you worked in an office building, right?
Actually, I work from home. I would go into office buildings and meet with my clients there.
That must be quite nice to be able to work at home.
It is and it isn't. I think you're probably finding that out through school, that it's tough to do your job from home. I mean, there's a lot of distractions. There's noises. There's bad internet from your home cable provider or whatever. So there's a lot of things that can happen. So it took me a long time. I've worked from home for, 14 years now. So I've been doing it a while. And it took me a good year to figure out how to kind of get a workspace going and to work normally from home, because you're always thinking, I'm home. I can go do this little chore and I'll come back to work. And then I can do this little chore and come back to work. Next thing you know, it's 7:00 at night. You haven't done your day's work and you're still working. You're working all the time, and that's not cool. So you really need to develop that self-discipline of, 8 to 5, I'm working. I'm going to take a break for lunch. I'm going to go to the gym or do whatever, but then I'm back at it. And you really have to kind of build up that self-discipline muscle really to do that. But other than that, it's great. I mean, working from home, if you have a laptop and a cell phone, really you can work from anywhere. So if our family decided we needed to go on vacation, I could bring my laptop and my phone, and during the day, do my work, and then in evenings do some vacation stuff with the family. And I don't have to take those vacation days. It's definitely a big plus to have a work from home job.
What is the work-life balance like?
That's another muscle you have to develop, right? Some people, they'll just get so involved in their work that they'll be emailing all night long, or they'll be talking all night long on the phone, and they just won't figure that they have to do anything else, and you're neglecting your family. So you really have to balance it out. I think I had a really good balance. Again, I could go on vacation with the family, but still keep work going, but then still see them. I wasn't afraid to close the laptop at night and say, okay, it's 6:00, I'm done. Gunner's got a baseball game or Hannah's got a soccer game. I need to go to that, be a dad. So again, you have to develop that discipline, and don't let it overtake your life, but you can do it. And it can become very easy, very routine to do.
So you would say the work-life balance is quite good. If someone was to want to get started on the path for this career, where would they want to go to get started with it?
They'd probably want to go to whatever IT company that they were thinking of, the manufacturer. You could go to Dell or HP or Imperva, Boulder. Even Broomfield here has a great amount of tech companies that do reselling of equipment to people. And so you could just go talk to them about, interning or shadowing and learning about what the job does day to day. But honestly, if you're going to do that, you need to be able to use Excel, because all these businesses, they live and die on Excel spreadsheets. And so just be sure you can do that. And after that, just go in and ask. They would love to have the help. It's a great learning experience because you're getting really into this business that not a lot of people really know about, but it is definitely lucrative, and it is definitely a career path that you can certainly enjoy. Again, like I said, with those traits of, if you enjoy talking to people, doing new things, a little bit of travel and learning new stuff, just reach out to somebody in the IT industry, and they can get you started easily.
What are some words of advice that you have for people looking to go into this job?
Be patient. Don't be that person where work defines you. Have work be something you do, because again, this career, it will take your soul. It will take all your time. It'll take your life from you if you let it. And so you just have to be strong enough and smart enough to not let that happen. And as long as you do that, you can have a great career. You can do whatever you want. You can actually, I know gentlemen that have started in sales and have become engineers because they just enjoyed being an engineer, right? More so than in sales. So you can go a lot of places. And so just, again, being able to, keep your eyes open and don't let it take over your life would be my best advice for you.
Thank you so much, Eric. If you would like to hear more, go down, click on the subscribe button. And if you want to have me interview someone, leave it in the comments below. Thank you. Goodbye.
See you. Thanks a lot, Paxton. Have a good day.